So here we are now outside, or over the road from 10 Downing Street, where the protest will be happening later on. We're a couple of hours early, but there's quite a bit of police presence. Normal police presence, sorry, more police presence than normal outside. I can see the other side of those gates. We've also just had some liaison officers come over and talk there, but I didn't get that on camera. And I think we're gonna go now and catch a drink at the pub. I'm driving, so it'll just be a soft drink for me. But yeah, I'll bring this back, people. I'll bring this back. So yes, people, it is 5:45 in the evening, and we are outside 10 Downing Street, and we are slowly all starting to come together. Got one person that wants to agitate by coming on his bike and keep circling. He's allowed to keep circling just to wind people up. Look at him trying to wind people up.
Trying to wind everybody up. We're actually at the stop.
Yeah, he's disappeared now, but he's trying to wind people up by keep circling with a Palestine flag. But anyway, here we are. Everyone's starting to gather now. We're getting close to 6 o'clock. Seeing a lot of the regular live streamers and patriots, which is good to see. We've got Brexit Brian over there. Danny, the man, Danny Roscoe there.
Yeah, he ain't like one now,
Are you live?
Danny, just for the people that are going to be watching this video, could you give us a little bit of a rundown of why people should vote for Ukip?
Are you live now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. People should be voting for Ukip because it's the People's Party. Ukip is the only party that has represented the UK with real radical change, and that's with the Brexit vote. And now people are going to say that it was Farage, but where would Farage be without a party? So it's mainly the party, and he was the spokesperson, which is good. But we are there for the people. We have consistently been there for the people. And Nick Tenkoni, he is at every single rally. He is wherever he can be, he'll be there with the people. So ask yourself this: would you rather somebody who's with the people, or would you rather someone who's maybe got a lot of money in Silicon Valley, or he's got a big donor like Farage? Or would you like someone who is from the streets, with the streets, and ready to support you? That's why everyone should be supporting Ukip at every opportunity you can. And people are going to say, well, Ukip are not going to do this and that. You know, look at your community. Would your community do with what Ukip's values are? Christianity, making sure law and order is law and order, putting the British people first, kicking out the people who are here illegally in the hotels, starting to remigrate people. Would your area benefit from that? If it does, then UKIP's the only people to vote for, because they're the only one from 2 years ago that has said this is the manifesto.
Lovely, cheers, thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Cheers,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Service on the NHS, remember, I believe
Right,
the
bro.
that did that. Listen, this is not this digital ID scam, this idea, this socialistic dystopian nightmare is nothing new. Now what you have to understand is when we talk about the corrupt, liberal, traitorous establishment, track and trace under Sunak, 21 billion that cost. Where's it gone? What track and trace program? When they do introduce the social credit scoring system, big tech profits, big business profiteers. It's not the little guy, it's not the startup, it's not the SME, the small medium enterprise, it's not you and I, it's not patriots. The government genuinely is selling us out. Small boats, the illegal invasion, backhanders with governments, Middle Eastern governments, the traffickers. The traffickers have worked out probably about 500 mil gross profit potentially. What, the governments in 8 years don't want a piece of that? That's not 500 mil over 50 years, over 8 years. They want a piece, right? So when they introduce a social credit scoring system, as you're saying, let's just suggest that they do that. Someone's going to earn out of that, right? Yeah, it's not going to be you and I, but I can tell you now, we're going to be paying for it whilst they get backhanders. None of this social credit scoring system, track and trace, state surveillance, George Orwellian 1984 madness was voted for. No one consented to it, and that's the tip of the spear in terms of what we didn't consent to. No mercy, no diplomacy, no surrender. We're taking our country back. We're going to deliver justice to Britain, and we're going to, part of that justice is we're going to deal with the traitors that have sold this country from underneath our feet.
Amen.
Nick, thank you very much for your time on camera. Very good to talk to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So that's Nick Tanconi, the UKIP leader.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, again, you've got to link all of this. When it comes to the freedom movement, you've got to link it to what happened during lockdown. That was beta testing. Anyone who's ex-military or ex-intelligence or even in the psychological field, it was called beta testing. You beta test, you don't know which way it's going to go. And they got mass compliance. So they're now greenlit to crack on. So very scary, we know all of it, this is great. Loads of cameras, loads of interviews, loads of speeches, let it go viral because it inspires our brothers and sisters who are at home, who aren't like you and I. They're not activists, they're not frontline soldiers, right? They won't do what you do and you do. They won't grab a camera and then just get on with it and crack on, or become a politician and just crack on. Remember, I'm an ordinary guy. So this is great because it inspires people, because you use the right words and it resonates. Once they have the name of something, they have dominion over it. Tyranny, totalitarianism, far left propaganda, communism, this works. But all this must get behind one political party. One political party, one leader, one vision. You're not going to take your country back in our system unless you have your leader of choice in that building over there.
Great, Nick.
Come over here, mate.
So there's Nick Tanconi speaking there. A little bit of Nick Tanconi speaking there. And yeah, like I say, for me personally, I think Nick Tanconi is the one that speaks a lot of sense, and he's definitely doing more to show he's for the people than any other potential leader of this country. So yeah, Nick Tanconi, man, I don't think, and it's me being honest, and I have said this in many of my videos, that I don't think that that UKIP stand a chance, only on the basis of reform having the momentum at the moment. And I do think everyone for that reason needs to get behind reform in order to change the Conservative Labour dynamic. But yeah, if I really thought that the numbers were there, for me, Nick Tanconi's the one putting in most of the work. He's the one going over to Calais, showing us what's going on in these migrant hotels. You won't find another leader or potential leader doing this. So yeah, everyone maybe get behind Nick Tanconi, even if it's just attending his marches, the UKIP marches. Get out to them, show Nick Tanconi your support, because this could be his best chance of getting in. Could be.
Ever see a blind man cross the road?
Opposed to digital ID, and I'm going to speak and point out to people that they're trying every trick in the book. For example, in Hammersmith, they're already rolling out visual recognition by cameras for the whole borough. And that is building the infrastructure before it's happened, right? Before there's a law. So we're going to go there on Friday, 12 noon, King Street, Council Office, and protest about that. But the other thing is, I think people need to think about all the tricks they're playing. See, they'll try anything, any excuse to bring in digital ID. First thing they said is, oh, it will stop the boats. Well, of course, that's nonsense. It doesn't stop a single boat. Next thing they were talking about, it make it easier to complain about potholes. Well, you find out the council about potholes. End of story, you know. But I think the biggest danger, and I'll raise this with people outside the Labour conference, is they're going to try and smuggle it in saying you'll have rights. It'll be Digi with rights. And some groups are saying this, Together are saying that. Well, look, they shouldn't say that. That's nonsense. So that's the sort of thing controlled opposition say, smuggle it in and then take away the rights. And I said this to Labour Party members going in, and they understood completely, because they know that's the game their own councils do. So that's what I say, that is the main danger. We are against Digi-ID, period. That's it. We don't want any rights connected, because that's just a con together thing.
So I've spoken, I mean, everyone here this evening is on the same page, but I've spoken to people around the country about this who
They actually just don't really care.
No.
What would you say to them to try and get them on board and say, look, you should care because it's going to affect you because...
Yeah, okay. When you say break your carbon footprint, spend too much, or your meat ration, because they'll try meat rationing, all sorts of stuff, because they want people to stop eating meat and eat cockroaches instead or something, I don't know. They will then cut off your money, because it'll be automated money. And that is the main tool they've got, automated money, or programmable money. So what we have to do is go to institutions now that are not taking cash and say, look, if you won't take cash, we're going to boycott. Or walk in, take the object, give the cash and walk out, which is what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Great fun.
And finally, is there any benefit that you could actually see with digital ID, or do you think it's 100% bad?
Well, it's 100% bad because it's a cover. No, obviously, it might be easier to, I don't know, contact the council or something. But you see, you've got ways of doing that already. So it's just a cover. See, everything they do is sold as convenience, which is, of course, the point we make on this district. You see, it's so convenient. If something's convenient, you know, we know there's a cost. For example, they said the vax is safe to save your life. Well, actually, no, it didn't. They're saying MMR jabs are just in case something for children. Well, it causes autism. So they'll always come up with a reason for things, which is ambiguous. No, I'm completely against this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, Biz.
Cheers, Biff, thank you.
Do you not think it's just very anti-English as well?
Oh, well, that is true too.
Because we've all freedom.
Take one of these.
Oh yeah.
So you know what we're saying? It's definitely anti-English.
I think it goes against our freedoms and what we've been as people.
It does. Yeah, I could have said that as well, but you know.
Because it's just like, you know. Thank you. Thank you. I think it's disrespectful to us as people and our history, just saying, oh, we're going to force this on you.
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
a complete eye on you.
Oh, completely, yeah.
We're meant to be a free country, not you know. But anyway, nice to meet you.
Cheers, Biff. Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure.
So, the next one's Friday, Hammersmith, at the council.
Hammersmith doing another one of these protests.
That sort of thing, yeah, but specifically...
So there's Piers and what he's got to say on digital ID, and as you can see, people are gathering more. There's a lot of people gathering. Evening, CP.
Hello.
How are we? Got CP audits. But yeah, there's a lot of people starting to congregate now, so as and when I shall bring this back.
It's the same prick that hates all the farmers and make running spree in their pajamas. He's a traitor, a undercover dictator, a war instigator. He wants to fuck around and mess with human nature. Going round kids is satanic behaviour. And we ain't gonna fight no more. And we ain't gonna play no more. Sitting in silence, cause we know your game is to push us to violence. And we ain't gonna fight no more. And we ain't gonna play no more. We say no to the Israel war. Don't you know his dad's a toolmaker? But lads say he made a perfect violator. A top knob and an Englishman hater. A Ukrainian boy penetrator. Man knows first fully involved with the BBC missed it. It's evidence cause they didn't want to risk it. Kept swimming quiet with a rich tea biscuit. Lies and corruption on every news station. Don't you dare speak about immigration. Gender 30s in full operation. As we continue to lie to the nation. We ain't gonna fight no more. And we ain't gonna play no more. Sitting in silence, cause we know your game is to push us to violence. And we ain't gonna fight no more. And we ain't gonna play no more. We say no to the Israel war. No.
round of applause for Miss Kent. Now, funny enough, so as many of you may know, myself and Monty Toms from together.
So yes, it's very dark now from when we started this video, and yeah, everyone's kind of departing and dispersing, so big up yourselves. Thanks for watching. Do give this video a thumbs up, do leave your comments in the comment section, and I'll see all you guys on the next one. As always guys, much love. Well, much love, God bless, and as we always say, peace out. Now, see you all on the next one guys. Much love, take care, bye bye.